What if the true competitive advantage in today's information-saturated world isn't having more data, but knowing how to ignore most of it? Information has never been more abundant or more deceptive. The modern leader drowns in metrics, messages, and opinions while hunting for meaning. The skill that separates the visionary from the distracted is perception, the ability to extract signals of truth from the noise of data. Strategic perception is not about hearing more. It's about hearing the right thing sooner. It's how top operators spot inflection points before their competitors notice they exist. In this episode, we'll explore how to build the mental filters, information systems, and listening habits that turn complexity into clarity and uncertainty into advantage. We live in a world where more data arrives in a single day than a 19th century scholar saw in a lifetime. Every ping, feed, and chart demands attention. Yet attention is a finite resource. The result? Leaders mistake familiarity for importance. Whatever appears most often feels most urgent. That's a fatal illusion. Markets and minds collapse when they confuse volume with signal strength. Your job is to master selective ignorance, to ignore 99% of what you could monitor so you can see what actually matters. A signal is a piece of information that changes your understanding or your action. Everything else is noise. The simplest test is to ask, if I know this, will my next move change? If the answer is no, it's noise, regardless of how interesting, popular, or trending it feels. Signals share three traits. 1. They're objective, anchored in observable reality. 2. They're relevant, connected to your strategic goal. 3. They're informative. They reduce uncertainty. Noise is everything that fails any of the three. Filter ruthlessly. You can analyze the world or you can advance through it, not both at once. Your brain has roughly the working memory of a low-end smartphone, exceptional at pattern recognition, terrible at parallel processing. The average person can hold only about 7 discrete concepts in active awareness at once. That means discipline isn't optional. Every news source you subscribe to, every meeting you attend, every dashboard you glance at consumes a slot in your cognitive bandwidth. The elite operator protects mental RAM the way investors protect capital. They portfolio their attention. They decide what to monitor, not what to glimpse. Ask yourself weekly, what information streams actually improve our decisions? The rest belongs in the archive, not the inbox. We rarely make decisions based on facts alone. We climb an invisible ladder of inference. We select data, assign meaning, make assumptions, draw conclusions, and then act, usually without noticing the rungs we skipped. Strategic perception requires descending that ladder. Before believing an assumption, ask, what did I observe and what did I infer? The practice sounds slow, but saves time. It prevents costly decisions based on social rumors or emotional reactions. In fast markets, patience for verification is speed in disguise. If you're finding these insights valuable for building your million-maker mindset, consider subscribing to the channel to ensure you don't miss future episodes and strategies. Pattern recognition is the engine of expertise. Those who see connection in chaos learn faster. Yet the same instinct can hallucinate patterns where none exist. To build a reliable pattern engine, use 3 filters. 1. Frequency. Does this signal appear repeatedly across independent sources? 2. Correlation. Does it move in sync with measurable outcomes? 3. Causation. Is there logical mechanism linking the two? If you get all 3, you have a pattern you can trust. A competitive pattern. Anything less is coincidence masquerading as insight. That is signal compounding in action. Capture. Gather field data from customers, employees, and markets. Real signals come from edges, not headquarters. 2. Contextualize. Interpret data against strategy and trend. Numbers only matter inside narrative. 3. Communicate. Translate insights into decisions quickly. Information untold is information wasted. 4. Codify. Store lessons so future teams don't repeat past ignorance. Every cycle shortens response time and increases organizational intuition. Not all noise comes from the outside. Internal signals can be just as distorted. The main culprits. 1. Hippo effect, highest paid person's opinion, when hierarchy overrides evidence. 2. Meeting echo. Ideas sound better after repetition, not because they're true. 3. Metric myopia. Teams optimize numbers instead of outcomes. To fight internal noise, create a truth culture that values signals from the front line over status. When interns and executives can challenge faulty assumptions equally, the organization hears clearly. The world sends you weak signals long before headlines arrive. Spot them by tracking edges of change, consumer behavior, language shifts, regulatory whispers, startup patterns. Build a strategic radar. A panel of 5 to 7 trusted sources across different domains who can frame what's emerging. You're not looking for answers. You're looking for hints. When a pattern appears in 3 unrelated places, mark it. When it repeats consistently, pivot early. By the time mainstream media validates it, it's no longer an advantage. Perception turns to wisdom only through repetition and review. They sense energy in rooms, moods of markets, and momentum inside teams. Psychology and statistics weave into one lens. 3 habits build strategic perception. 1. Spend time in different realities. Shop floors, customer calls, forums. Distance from impact degrades clarity. 2. Question narratives, especially ones that praise you. Affirmation is often fabricated noise. 3. Keep a decision journal. Write predictions with reasons, then audit accuracy later. Here's a useful equation. Clarity equals information x relevance. Noise. Increase useful information or relevance and clarity rises. Fail to reduce noise and clarity plummets regardless of data volume. That's why scaling companies often get dumber with age. Their noise grows faster than their signal. Each new channel, team, and dashboard adds decibels to the static. Signal management must mature with size. You can architect your own perception stack. 1. Input filters. Subscribe only to information that serves a goal. Have a monthly unsubscribe ritual. 2. Capture mechanism. Use one trusted place for insights, a digital note or dashboard, so ideas don't scatter. 3. Processing time. Schedule thinking appointments. Noise feels urgent. Signal requires silence. 4. Output loop. Every insight must convert into a decision or a question. Otherwise, it's just data storage. Signals accelerate results only when they translate into actionable direction. Amid the constant volume of modern business, silence becomes superior technology. Quiet is where the brain resyncs and distills patterns that input alone can't reveal. Schedule regular disconnect periods. No notifications, no feeds, especially after major information intake. Without silence, you never hear your own analysis above the echo. Noise is external chaos. Silence is internal bandwidth. Both compete for control of your strategic lens. Predictive vision doesn't require a crystal ball. It requires discipline to listen differently. When you filter for signal, patterns emerge earlier. When you act on those patterns ahead of consensus, you create momentum and market leadership. The leaders who will define the 2040s won't be those who know the most facts. They'll be the ones who notice what others ignore. Master the art of perception, and you won't need to chase futures. You'll see them forming. That's the ultimate signal. If you found this episode valuable, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more strategic insights. And to continue building your million maker mindset, stay right here for our next recommended video.